All right, quick update on this here 1959 Axeman Anderson. It's Thursday night now. We fired this up on Saturday. Sunday, didn't have any problems at all until Sunday night. I had noticed that the grate was kind of jumping at certain points, and it turns out that these chains, that one back in there in particular, are, they're on here loose, and they're new chains, so they're actually a bit stiff. So what would happen is sometimes they would, be crumpled up when they got to the driven sprocket, and they catch in the middle of the length, which screws things up a bit. But and real quick on this one, I just threw in a old 5/8" socket so that it constantly has something pushing it up against the gear. And the other one, I just quickly made a piece out of a fairing strip or something and put a pulley on it. So that does a good job of, once again, that does a pretty good job of keeping it from doing that. So we'll make something better for that, something a little better for that. But more importantly, the next day, and I don't know why it waited this long to do it, the fan started making contact with the front of the boiler inside here. So I took it off and messed around with the play back and forth, and that didn't fix it. And then I took it off again, and I actually ground it. These are 4 carriage bolts here, one underneath, and the button head of that sticks out a little bit, so I pulled the fan off and I ground them down, thinking that might have been the problem. Put it back together, and no, it still wasn't the problem. So the third time I pulled it out, I realized that the Axeman fan plate, I made this is an AHS fan plate, AHS insulator, and this here is the Axeman fan plate. In the center of it, it actually had kind of a, it was a bit further that way in the center of the Axeman fan plate, and that made it so you couldn't push the fan this way any further because you ran into that bump out. So I pulled the thing off, pulled the fan off, pulled the shaft out, and I just took a grinder and ground that all out on the Axeman side all the way in here and put it back together, and now it runs great. And the other thing we've been fighting with is the fire door, the fire view door, the row-back glass one there. That works fine. I don't like to run it all the time though, because it gets all messed up. And this is the one that I cleaned up and put on there. And this one, for some reason, it has a hard time closing it on fan startup. This one is a lot heavier. You see, these are thick ones. This is like off of a later Axeman. This one is off of the other 1959. And this is a good bit thinner. This one's actually the one that came with a boiler, and if you look at this, I mean, it's paper thin, but it works. So I guess what I'm going to do is clean this one all up and paint it, and we'll use that one when we're not using the fire view door. And there's 4.5 days worth of ash. Nice clinkers and powder. little bit of pepper over from the cyclone separator side, so we know we got some fines in there. All right, that's it.